Greetings, my Israelite brothers and sisters, heirs, joint heirs, adopted, grafted, natural, spiritual. Hope that this message finds everybody well. Tonight, we're going to be hitting it. We're going to be chopping it up again. We're going to be hitting on the Tribulation Awareness. Had a very good time with you all last night. Those that were able to tune in had a very good time with you last night. As we hit that tribulation, I can't see because of the glare, and I'm driving, but greetings to all of you all coming inside the room. Tonight, we're going to be hitting that tribulation. We're going to be hitting the wilderness. We're going to be talking about the 3.5 years. We're going to be connecting some dots. We're going to be bringing out a lot of awareness on this. This lesson was really heavy upon me. I can't do it on a Friday night. I need to do this lesson like 2 or 3 nights straight. So we're going to hit it tonight. Probably I'm going to try to do it as early as possible so that we can bring out the tribulation. We need to bring it out. You need to know, cannot be scared of the book of Revelations. If you're scared of the book of Revelations, you don't know what's going on you right now, because everything that's going on right now is happening right now in the book of Revelations. It's unfolding before us right now. So you need to see what's happening so we can put it, pin it, show it, compare it, contrast and comparison of what's happening in the news, show it all to you, because it is unfolding. When I go into the tribulation tonight, we're going to go back. I'm going to connect what's happening with the future, with the wilderness and Revelations. We're going to be in and out of Revelations, in and out of the book of Daniel tonight. You have to connect those 2 books together. Because it gives you what's going to happen at the end. It's 2 books are going to take away what it's going to be, and it's also going to let you know when the Messiah is coming. I know some people say, well, nobody knows the day nor the hour when the Son of Man shall appear. But the scriptures also says, I will reveal my secret things to the righteous. And it also says the righteous are those that keep his commandments and keep his statutes, because he wants us to know. The Most High is not trying to hide this stuff from us. He wants us to know. And if we do know, we'll understand. So we're going to hit that tonight. It's going to be very important, if you can, to tune in on this lesson. Of course, it's always recorded and it'll be there, but it's going to be tonight. So my brothers, sisters, tune in tonight, and we're going to have a very, very good time with this lesson. Now, I just realized that my battery is going low, so I'm going to try to hook it up in my car. Don't know if I can that quick, but we'll try. But that's what this lesson is going to be on tonight. There's some other things in this lesson too we're going to be tying in. I think I'm going to go into, sorry about that, my phone just a bit tonight, about what's happening in May of 2020 this year, what the letter and the call that the Pope did, because he wants to bring together all of the heads of religions so that he can basically, you know, start a summit. So it's going to be a good lesson, very important, a lot of details into it. Again, the 2 books we're going to be in and out of is Revelations. Now, we're going to also go into some prophetic prophecies that will confirm Daniel and the book of Revelation. There's a book of I believe Hosea, Psalms. These books will confirm how the Most High is going to draw us into the wilderness. Now let me say this. I've learned something in the process of being awakened, and that is to be completely aware of the scriptures. Remember that what we read a lot of times in the books of the prophets, the prophets are a microcosm, or let me say Israel. The events that took place that Israel went through is a microcosm of what's going to happen in the future, okay? And I give you an example. The fact that the children of Israel went through the wilderness prior to going into the promised land, that is the same route we're going to have to take. It's the same route. Everybody must go through the wilderness. Those that are going to be in the first resurrection got to go through the wilderness. Because it's the wilderness wherein he's going to gather a lot of the saints. Those that do not make it to the wilderness for some reason, maybe they did not want to go, maybe they didn't quite understand it, but they kept the commandments, they kept the faith. Because remember in Revelations, when Satan went after the woman, which is the church, which is the saints, when he couldn't get to her, he turned his wrath on the saints. That's for 3.5 years. That's during that tribulation. So when Satan cannot get to the woman, he goes after her seed. And that seed, according to Revelation, is those other saints that did not make it in. You can name a lot of reasons why people won't go in. You know, like I said, for whatever reason, you know, people will say, well, all we have to do is just stay in his will. He'll protect us. The place of safety where he's going to protect you, where you are guaranteed protection, is in the wilderness. Now, I can talk this way, but until I show you, it's all foreign if you've never heard this lesson before. When I first read this and started to read the scriptures from a different set of eyes, I saw it. And when I saw it, I went back and read it and studied it on my own for about 2 years, maybe 3, until I got comfortable enough to know and understand what I was talking about, and to also show it in the scriptures. Because you can see something, you can understand it, but you cannot teach it until you know it. And that's a big difference. You know, I know a lot of people that say, you know what, I know the feast days, I understand the feast days, I can't teach the feast days. And that's quite all right. This whole lesson on 3.5 years, tribulation, I was the same way. I stayed away from the book of Revelations. I didn't want to deal with the book of, I keep calling it Revelations with an S, but the true way is Revelation. So I stayed away from the book of Revelation. I didn't touch it because I didn't understand it. I just did not understand it. It seemed like I knew that it was prophetic. I knew that it was future, but my mindset was just stay in the will of the Most High. And some people may be content with that. They may say, I don't want to know what's going to happen over there. But let me tell you, you don't want to get caught off guard. And remember, the book of Revelation starts off by saying, blessed is he that readeth and understand the prophecy of this book. That's how the book of Revelation started off, over in the 1st and 2nd chapter. Blessed and holy is he that readeth and understand the prophecy of this book. So when you can understand the book of Revelation, you're blessed. And you want to know. So hopefully what I know, I'll be able to show you, and not only show you in the book of Revelation, you have to go through the other scriptures, the prophets, and the book of the testimony, which is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Gospels. You got to be able to show that these things are also there, because this is why the scripture says, let every fact be established by 2 or 3 witnesses. So that's why we're going to be in and out of the book of Daniel and in and out of the book of Revelation to show you that what John saw, Daniel saw. What Daniel saw, John confirmed. John in the book of Revelation confirmed it. When it gets to the wilderness and the protection of the wilderness and getting there, I'm going to show you that in the other prophets. So that's going to be tonight. But just make sure you, because you want to get this lesson. Now, what I may do, if I do, is get through there with the 800 so some of you all can ask questions live. So we may do that tonight on this lesson. Drama Queen, good to see you. Bless. Drama Queen says, blessed and healthy. It's the same place as in the Bible in Exodus, I believe. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. It's the same place, because the promised land, the holy city, is in the same place. But if you look at that place right now, it's a complete desert. It's a complete desert. But I'm going to read you, I'm going to show you some scriptures tonight where the Almighty said it's a desert, but he's going to let you know what he said that he promised that he would do for us in that desert. I'm going to read it all tonight. There's going to be wells of water that will spring up. I mean, it's going to become inhabitable. Right now, it's complete desert. An architect, a city planner, you can't even give the land where somebody will go and do something on it. They won't even drill oil. No, there's nothing there. Nothing there. But this is why the Most High has to do it this way, because he's got it reserved. He's got it on point for his people. So we're going to go into that tonight. We're going to show you. Okay? Now, some people may ask the question, well, what happens if I don't go? What happens if I don't see it? But yet I'm keeping the commandments, the laws, statutes, judgment, God's feast days. What about if I don't go? Well, if you don't go, that's fine. That's up to you. But do not accept the mark of the beast. And that's why they call it a tribulation. Because it's going to be a time like it has never, ever been before, nor is, and the scripture says, and nor will be. And except those days be shortened for the very elect's sake, which is for the saints, there'll be nobody to survive. And then I'm going to show you what happens after the 3.5 years, because he's only giving the little horn, or the other horn, or the beast, or the, whatever you want to call him, the system. And some people say, why do you say system? Why don't you say man? Because I don't know. The scriptures is very metaphoric in that pretense, because the Pope is a part of a system. And so I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is we'll go into it tonight, and you'll see where and why I say system or individual. So we're going to look at that tonight. But they're only given 3.5 years. That's it. I'm going to show you that the scriptures tonight, I'm going to show you what happens after the 3.5 years. Because I lot of people try to say it's a 7-year tribulation. I don't know where they got that from. That's not in the scriptures. There is no 7-year tribulation. After the 3.5 tribulation of the abomination of the desolation spoken by the prophet Daniel. And keep in mind, it could be a system, it could be an individual that would be operating out of the holy place. We're going to, but you'll know the sign of it, there. You know where it gets its power from, okay? It could be a system that has a person in the forefront. Either way it goes, it's definitely a system, and whoever they put in the forefront. Whether it's this pope or another pope, we're gonna find that out. We're gonna know. You're gonna know the signs to know, because there's certain things that this abomination of the desolation does. It speaks against. It's gonna operate out of the holy city, doing what it's doing right now, changing the laws, the times, the seasons, speaking blasphemy against the Most High. And you got to understand, speaking blasphemy against the Most High. The word blaspheme means contrary, doing something. You can look at that word blaspheme. It has a lot of different meanings. But when you look at whenever the Most High says, I want you to do this, and you say, you can do this, that's blaspheming the Most High. And that's what this system with a person in the forefront that's going to do. They're going to blaspheme the Most High. And so you're going to know it. We're going to get into that. But again, they're only given 3.5 years, 42 months, 1,260 days. And we're going to let you know who comes immediately thereafter. We're going to put this together with Daniel, with Nebuchadnezzar's vision, with Daniel's vision, and the interpretation of his vision, and we're going to march right over to John, who's going to confirm everything. So I'm looking forward to tonight. Peace, and we'll talk to you all.